Hello everyone, welcome back to Pyre. Here we go. Time to ascend. Anything shiny here? No. Up the mountain we go. Where do we land at, though? Izo shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. Gilman shall gain favor from the scribes. Oh, heck it. We'll power up Gilman, I guess. Make a landing on sacred Mount Alodiel, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. We wonder who among you may regain his or her freedom this time. Wolford finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to the Fallis Ilium by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise the chances that our plan shall ultimately succeed. Beyonder Crystal seeks Pamitha. Oh. What brings you to me this time, dear reader? Of course, reader. You need but think on who shall be the subject of my trial, and we shall go from there. I think almost everyone has their legendary, right? I think it's just Gilman and Pamitha. Has Thunder to administer one of her special rites for Pamitha? Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in heat of the summons. You called for me, reader darling? Ah, it's that crystal. Then let's hash it out, I'm ready. Harps such as Pamitha Thayan have very high mobility in the rites, and can fly clear over their adversaries. I need to level you up more, Pamitha dear. Because you're one of the people I want to escape. Oh. The apparition Sandra appears, and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp, you answer to me here. Oh, a bossy one. Sure then, go on and tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what you can do. Left to your own devices, save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Ah, heck. That wasn't the right move. Ah! Hi, Jen! Okay. Score! Ah, heck. I can't react fast enough to how quickly they do stuff. Score! Ah, damn it. Oh my gosh. There now, is everybody happy? Oh, happy as I can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Give my congratulations both to you and to your lovely reader. Now be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. Hi, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? Say, what's that you have there, darling? The Reese's bloom while flying after dousing the Pyre beneath may instantly turn and deals +3 damage. Oh. Definitely gonna equip that. Does he have equipped? Vanishing gets money. Give him the Moon Crest instead. Okay. Later that day, you accompany Sir Gilman into the splendors of the Emperor's Ascent, where a monument to Trista Tithys awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you sense Sir Gilman's inner thoughts, as clear as if he were speaking aloud. Have this night's glory days gone by, he often wonders? Perhaps you know the answer to that. Please do not spoil it for him. Soon you and he are finished paying your respects. Return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Trista Tithys has shown you favor. Dawn you shall begin your ascent, for now the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. Hey, Mr. Dr. Bird. You gain +2 quickness for the next ride. Okay. Let's keep studying. I think we've almost maxed everything out. Each point of glory? Yeah, let's get some glory. What have you come to understand of the book? Can you recite its pages yet by heart? Have you internalized its teachings? In its lack of limits, you experience yours. Inspiration comes for you in a flash, blah 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 blah. Nightwings gain +1 glory. Alright, onward. Jodariel Bay. Maybe I should have picked Faye, because I think Faye might need some experience, but... On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Luce Glorian, and Jodariel happens to take notice. Scribes, I do not believe that you can hear me. Perhaps all this is but a joke to you. If so, then do not tamper with the feelings of my comrades. I shall not forgive you if you do. She says little after paying her respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luce Glorian has shown you favor. +2 presents. Ooh. She already has so much presents, though. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leads upward toward the settlement past an archway carved of stone. Come this way, please. Minstrel leads you toward the archway where his counterpart awaits. Exiles of the Nightwings have returned. They have. Greetings, Celeste. Teal but ignores him, and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you in turn, please state your name and what it is you seek whilst crossing the Scribe Gate. Please, just do as she says. Everyone steps forth one after another, much like before. Ruki passes through the gate. Hay passes through the gate. Isa passes through the gate. Sir Gilman passes through the gate. Jodariel passes through the gate. Amitha passes through the gate. Ulfred passes through the gate. No one is left but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. Guardian Scribe regards you all with a still expression, then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. A lone minstrel glances up at the gate guardian. You have our gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm ready for an ascension ritual. They're pretty rough. Again, you gain the top of Mount Elodiel, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow headwind from this place. Page revealed: the fall of Solium. Hey guys, you know it's getting real awful cold up here, sometimes waiting for customers, so come on in, okay? Good luck in the big battle you got. That's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's gonna be exciting from my friends. Oh, what's this? Pyre banishes an adversary by aura casting an aura burst maker. Not be used by harps or saps. Yeah, I'm gonna sell these. I don't want to use any of them. Do I go for the +4? Heck it, I'm gonna buy one of each of the boosts, even though I really should be spending it on talismans. I think talisman boosts are basically permanent. Appreciate you doing business, you guys. Be sure to tell your friends, okay? Who do I have ascend this time? Wait, who can ascend though? This is getting tricky because I have to basically plan out who my last group is going to be. Forget how high a level they have to be to actually ascend. Tizu and Ruki are both pretty strong. These three are kind of my strongest characters, I feel like. But I know I like Jodariel, but she's really hard to use, so maybe I will have her ascend at this time, because I do want her to escape. I just make this deal more damage? Obviously, the more levels people have, the easier they are going to be. I feel like I'm going to bring in Gilman for this, right? Just to get him leveled up a little more, even though I'm not actually going to have him. Now, Jodariel got favor, and Gilman got favor. We'll do the reading. Do the reading after the liberation, right? I'm too nervous. I don't want to read. Time has come for your second liberation rite to commence. You observe the lone minstrel and Wolford speaking in hushed tones. You cannot sense the topic or the tone. And Wolford looks up at you. Trust that you are feeling prepared as possible, my boy. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though these revelation rites have a more immediate effect. It's somewhat crass, however. I've gotten estimated by how much each of your companions may contribute to the outcome of our plan should they be liberated here. Factors such as their previous occupation, innate tendency to lead, and oratory skill contributed to my assessment. It's nothing personal, for we are all in this together. Besides, we all ought to return, in time if possible. Know simply that, for each one of us who goes, in doing so, he or she shall raise our total chances of success. Reader, sir, this night you shall confront the Essence. They have already appointed Tamitha to be liberated, should they manage to prevail. We have faith in you, my boy, and lo, even the stars agree on this account. Oh boy. Oh. I don't know if I want to mess with any Titans for a liberation rite. So as whom you liberate return to the Commonwealth and glory, they can no longer aid you in the rites.
The Nightwings have returned unto the fall of Solium, at which the scribes first formed their sacred union. At stake this night is freedom and prosperity. But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity. 'Twas the essence which earned it. Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
The Pyre's burn in each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I incur the Pyre's burn in each of the triumphants is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the essence, come forth now, declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Tamitha swoops down from somewhere and unfastens her mask. I am known as Tamitha Thane, return to my ancestral home to promptly resume my responsibilities as flight tactician of the Highwing Remnants. Our long stalemate against the Commonwealth shall soon be ended. Should I and several of my sisters manage to rejoin our clan, then our vengeance shall be swift and thorough. Your quarrel with the country that cast you into exile is beneath the notice of the scribes, Tamitha Thane. Here you shall be judged under the stars. My quarrel with the Commonwealth is all that gave me and my sisters strength enough to reach this point. Scribes ought well take heed of how my people suffer. You're not weaklings anymore, like your Trista Tithys, who shall not fall in line with flightless fools in their naked attempts to subsume our heritage, our culture. Speak not again of the saint, or you shall be expelled, Tamitha Thane. Tamitha scoffs and turns her attention toward your side. And Nightwings, as for you, the fury we shall imminently show is nothing in comparison to the hatred growing for your commonwealth in the mountains on the other side. She signals to her sisters to ready themselves. You seek your freedom, but there shall be nothing save for devastation should you manage to return. Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rite? Reader, I am bound to tell you once more. The first companion whom you choose shall go free this very night, if you prevail. Only the enlightened may be thus anointed. Not all among you may yet be ready. The other two, chosen for the triumphant, shall lend their aid. Nightwings, make your decision.
Who would you set free?
I just want to look over here to see what kind of wildness... Oh, wait, she's not even level 3. They have a very basic setup. So they probably won't be too bad. Okay. Unworthy. Oh, how high did they have to be to gain their freedom? Did they be like halfway? Okay, Doriel. If that is your wish.
Who shall lend her support?
I'm gonna bring in Tamitha, because Tamitha needs experience.
Tamitha.
Sure, let's get her out of here then. Sir Gilman has a bonus. But I'm trying to decide if it actually would be worth it. Well, I think he is the lowest level person. And they don't think they're gonna put up a huge struggle. By this knight's honor, he shall fight with all his might.
The choice is cast.
One final obstacle to overcome ere I soar again above your commonwealth. Such destruction I shall rain upon it soon. But first, let us dance this final time. Here we go.
Commence.
Yeah, Dunk Drawn! Holy cow, that did a lot of damage. As the liberation rite continues, you sense Pamitha reaching out to you, or perhaps just reaching out to anyone at all. Reader, someone, please. Let her prevail, please let her prevail, here, this once. This thought makes me a traitor, so be it. But please let Pamitha prevail, for she is here, wrapped up in all of this, because of me. The plea trails off, and Pamitha remains steadfast, all her attention is focused on the liberation rite, and as for Pamitha, prepare yourselves, Nightwings. And as for you, Pamitha, I await the outcome of this night, for it shall soon ensure that I may never have to see your smirking countenance again. Oh, heck. Oh, damn it, I didn't let me switch back. Oh gosh, she does like no damage. Ah, heck! Oh, I'm still up. I thought I was dead for some reason. Damn it!
Ooh. Simply monstrous. Alas.
How? Ow! Wait, how'd they do that?
In the name of Solium.
Hark now, my sisters, damn what the book says. Advance the strike formation, prevail here against these wretches, no matter the cost. Discarded for the ways of the rights, Tamitha Thayan has ordered her triumphant to push further afield, adopting an even more aggressive stance for the remainder of this rite. Man, they are tearing me to pieces.
Such hatred spewing constantly from Tamitha, yet here. On goes Sir Gilman into flame.
Oh boy, this is getting pretty close.
I wonder how the Nightwings press their luck. Another banishment.
Come on!
Jodariel plunged into their pyre. No more than a lick of flame remains. Some chaos.
Oh my gosh. That one was rough.
The Nightwings proved their worth. Brought Rather convincingly, I must admit.
I thought we were nearly dead.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds. Return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Damn you for this, Pamitha. All of this because of you. After all this time, she turns her gaze toward the rest of you. I never thought this day would come. I have all of you to thank for this, for doing this for me. The life I recall back in the Commonwealth was at times difficult, and I am much older now. I know not what I shall find on my return. However, I know this: if that place still is like the Commonwealth I left so long ago, then I shall strive to make it better, for as long as I retain my strength and breath. See you smile faintly as she disappears into the shimmer pool, but you can still hear her voice, though faintly now. Farewell then, reader, all of you, for now. Jodariel has earned back her freedom. May she return in glory.
Godspeed, Captain Jodariel. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Okay. So grateful is this knight for such a glorious occasion that he has given strong consideration to performing here and now the forbidden dance of the Sea Dominion. She needs so much more experience, I think, to actually get out.
May the scribes have mercy on us all.
Well, Pamitha, truly did you get the best of me again? Know that your actions put our sisters on the other side in even greater peril. Not that you care, of course, yet I am certain that they shall someday prevail, with or without my aid. I think that I was born to share blood of someone such as you. You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the Essence in the Liberation line. This one less mouth to feed. Perhaps this knight may too regain his honor. Succeeded in liberating Jodariel. We return to the Commonwealth in glory. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future waits at the end of our path. For now, we persevere. Speaking of which, reader, I take it that you have seen the stars. Or, I should say, the lack thereof. You have, or did. Once more the sky is all abyssal darkness, following the liberation rite. The stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then, let us go once more to the Moonlight Alcove. I have an errand I must run. Besides, once we arrive, best we recover now. And make our way southward at first light. Oh, someone wants to talk. If it's Sir Gilman. Okay, it's not Sir Gilman. After the liberation of Jodariel, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had just occurred this night. I think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for this evening, I should think. And so, congratulations are prevailing in the liberation rite. Surely Jodariel shall be most grateful, and her safe return into your commonwealth ought benefit the plan in which you all now play a part. As for your adversaries of the Essence, this must have been a bitter loss for them and Tamitha, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. Thus shall we all await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. Celeste and I are to return to our respective duties for the time, as now Scribe's Gate is sealed. I await when next we shall meet. When next you may yet live up to the glory of the night wings in the eyes of the 8 scribes, which yet shine down for us. He trails off and then nods to you in his cordial manner and bids you a good rest of the evening. Reading! You cannot survive the downside if you cannot get around. Howlers shall descend on you, or tempests shall tear you to pieces. That's just the way of it. Traveling through the environs is no simple feat. Consider yourself blessed if you were born a cur. If not, however, you shall have to find a means to cross these lands without the benefit of 4 strong paws. Luce Glorian believes this untamed land can be traversed through means unnatural. I thought at first that he meant sorcery, but he suggests invention. He speculates that carriages could cross the land by harnessing its fury. A wild thought. In my case, my paws shall suffice. All of Solium. From the top of Mount Elodiel, the downside may be seen in its entirety, or at least felt, since so much of the land is shrouded. That is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lies on this highest mountain an inverted fall, whose waters crash not toward the sea, but rush toward the heavens. We speculate these are the very waters which delivered us, but now bend backward, seeking their return, as do we all. In this phenomenon, can freedom be achieved, but only for the chosen, when the time is right. This is the path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. The Essence. The winged members of the Essence, each chosen by the matriarch Trista Tithys, are living exemplars of liberty and piety. Would that my wings could be thus. Once, you of course must know, we all had wings. It is said the people of the Empire relinquished theirs, drawn in by earthly matters as they were, but the harps, such as Trista, held tight the liberty their plumage could afford. These divergent paths did cause a share of differences between the winged and the wingless over time, but here in this land our purposes are shared, our goals united. That, then, is the Essence. That is who they are, and what, and why. On mercy. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy even for perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Solium Mur drifted in an ocean of regret, he found their mercy, or rather, it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. The society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Empire of Sar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender union among all of our different kind. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equals in the same society. Why does this always sparkle? Okay. To the Moonlight Alcove. You once again find yourself amid the quiet nooks of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. The Undercrystal seeks Sir Gilman. Oh, I think he's the last one. What is it? Inscribe trial. You should be target of my wrath. We asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Sir Gilman. If you think of that dimwit of a worm has any chance, perhaps you are correct, though I put little stock in him myself. So, let us bring him forth. Soon Sir Gilman appears in heat of the summons. Master Reader, is this nice perchance in trouble for something? Runners such as Sir Gilman are quick and effective in close quarters on the right, so their aura trails can wall off their adversaries. He's very tricky to use well. I don't think this is gonna go well. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, worm. You answer to me here. As you will, Your Highness. Your Highness, I like the sound of that, though flattery shall get you nowhere here. Demonstrate your competence to me then, worm. You shall have to do it mostly on your own, though under the guidance of your lovely reader. I trust you are prepared. Of course, Your Highness, this knight accepts this challenge. Ah, heck. This is gonna be tricky. Sir Gilman isn't really that great of a... Sure, he's fast. He also deals, like, next to no damage. I'm just gonna have to basically just rush it. Because if I have to play in a, if I have to be in a situation where I have to, like, try to, like... Oh, I got one of them. Oh, I got. Oh, heck. Yeah, I just need to score one more time. Heck. Oh, I didn't get Mooncrest this time. Oh, gosh. Huzzah, this knight prevails! I have no choice but to concur with that assessment, Worm. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Sentence into exile on the downside is a sentence for life. Master Reader, this knight is humbled after having passed that sorceress test. Wah! Are the skills of the Underking Ors. What is that? You have that? I have Or's scale. Sir Gilman jumps further than usual. Oh, that actually sounds semi-useful. Oh, I do like Mooncrest. But we'll give him his legendary. His presence is so crappy.
And his name is John C.
Wait, where's the book? The one book. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're at 42% chance. Enjoy the lyric, Mr. Dr. Bird. Hope you have a good night. Or I hope you're having a good night. Okay. We've returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part of is set in motion. Commonwealth, the nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. Your companions return there through the liberation rites. What sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour, with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volford requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volford regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets a question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, and all of us. I see all of us in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. Our observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all of this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through the rite went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental part of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we all are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Melith, and I happen to know of a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. Yeah, I was gonna say, we're missing like a bog dweller, and we're also missing a sap. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce you to my dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. Bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks you and your fellow exiles each in turn. They frighten me, a parent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall make more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joined the group who sense her powerful presence. Welcome her aboard. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind the stubborn rains, meaning it is time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming side. Choose the path towards salvation! Yomer? Milith? Or Lou? Okay. I feel like Lou for some reason. Oh, we go fight the accusers. We can fight the accusers, fight the curs, or fight chastity. Okay, let's go fight the accusers. I haven't fought them in a while, I guess. Again, we are to face the demon Ignarius and his brutes, the Tempers. He is living proof of how far the rites favor raw strength of will and body. Wolfred then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignarius, a longtime resident of the Downside, as evidenced by his appearance. The strongest of the Tempers, he has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer at the Starry 8, where he came to symbolize its reputation. Starry 8, an infamous tavern in the Commonwealth. It is widely believed that Commonwealth officials sometimes showed up incognito here to blow off steam. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain, who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested and then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the Downside, Ignarius dropped his given name as is sometimes the custom and survived alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rites, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now, at last, it is his turn. Ignarius struggles to return to a place that wants nothing to do with somebody like him. He should never have been exiled. Anyway, my boy, I'm off to rest. We wish a good night to Wolfred. Your travels shall continue at first light. Hi, Bertrude. Find Bertrude looking around the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Ugh, such clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last, unsightly. Remember thee, from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. Filled desolate region. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that a mere touch of a bog current of the southern bogs can produce paralysis, or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from the tone. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours have stood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time? Or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wilfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Oh, did he get her out of my hair? Oh, she's got a lot of, inspiration. She's a bog dweller, wants feared and respect in Commonwealth for her sorcerer's work. She's a bog dweller of considerable notoriety, runs a sort of business bearing her name. She has a forbidding way about her, but is respectful to Wolfert, it's evident. Even borders on affection. She seems to know much of the rites. Eyes her oar in a wedge shape, launches forward, slithers much faster but with less control. Past occupation is alchemist. Oh, do I have a talisman? Oh, I do have a talisman I can give her. Okay, so I only have 3 rituals before the next. It says number of additional acts are required to join the night. Okay. Oh, she can divine how many more rites we have to do. Okay, that's useful. Rites of Flame. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaw shall be written here in full. We the 8th decree that rites attest to one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be the binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of the 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Do I have another new page? Essential structure. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars, within the dark of night, shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield, beside the consecrated pyre symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through the celestial orb descending from the stars. Whoever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Triumvirates. Searching the stars. Wow, there's a lot here on the rites themselves. Okay. We, the 8, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. Stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commenced at their behest, upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed upon your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. For each rite, the rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark, ere the stars align. Exile shall conduct the rites bearing the book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments, fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, consecrate the ground using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. The heaven shall respond when all is set." The Law of 3. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerring and without question. Disobedience shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined by both their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and be eligible to regain their freedom. So much reading! The burning pyre. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The aura. Exiles bearing the raiments and this book reveal their hidden inner aura, in the color of their flame. The aura is exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strengths together. Exiles may cast their auras through sheer force of focus on this book. Celestial Orb. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments, and this book bestow the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the 3 and the triumvirate. It seeks to grasp whoever acts among the 3. Once grasped, the orb shall draw with it all of the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It shall be cast into the flame. The Path. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall, at times, be struck by an epiphany and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow. Thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. Last page, okay. Liberation. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Solium, under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These 2 triumvirates shall pass through the scribe gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. 2 of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails shall then plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Okay. Onwards. You rise early that morning, though Gertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, Gertrude. I trust your stay has been not too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Ah. She knows. Okay. Oh. Soaring above the Sclorian shore, you notice beneath the gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damned place down there, I like it least of all. I think among everywhere we've been, I'm thankful that there's no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all, the Highwing remnants. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that reaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sister settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land there by the nest of Trista. Anyway, I'm pleased to have spent as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go on about her business. The hidden glade of Lu is nigh impossible to find on foot, though there it lies, below us, protected even now by the enchantment of Lu's Glorian 100 mines. I understand the river name for him is rather famous in your commonwealth? The mouth of the river Sklorian opens wide not very far from here. It was there that the limbless Azizak was defeated, turning the region lush and livable, at least for its certain denizens, although of course not everyone believes this. Your adversaries, the Tempers, must be working to find their way there even now. Good fortune in your fight against them, reader. You can either do vocations or something to counter them. Honestly, let's go for the counter. Black Basin. Oh, Wilfred. Wilfred is pored over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? Wilfred wants to hear your thoughts about the book of Rites. It's fascinating. If Wilfred the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it, he nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time, how much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events. I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. Puts away his copy of the book with care. It's amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book despite official recognition of 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there, written plain, how fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. Turns its attention to other matters and bids you good afternoon. You do your best to keep up with Pamitha as she delves into the gnarled roots of the needlefield. She indicates that some of her winged sisters may be nearby to lend their aid. This is as far as you can follow, reader darling. Please excuse me for a little while. She swoops off, leaving you on your own. Some time passes, during which you can almost feel the downside encroaching all around you, and then... Well, that was certainly interesting. I suggest we get out of here. It would appear the Tempers soon will have a little accident that should dampen their spirits. Pamitha ensure that the Templars suffer -3 hope for the next rite. The Glade of Lu! I don't really have anything to sell, so... Pamitha? Pamitha is staring out the window as you approach. I miss flying, reader darling. Take it from me, it feels as good as you'd expect. Not enough for these Commonwealth brutes to cast us down here, but if they can get their fingers on us, then make sure we never fly again as we once did. All while calling it an act of mercy. Let me ask you something, You've learned a thing or two. What have your studies taught you of my kind? You understand that long ago there was only one tribe, but they flew together and conquered the known world. But some of their descendants were born different. These wingless ones had little choice but to tend the land, and with their hands of flesh. For a time the wingless were disavowed, abandoned, just said they were born under dark stars. In time they formed the Empire, and they fought back. Not all the winged and the wingless were at odds. The famous harps, such as Saint Tristatithus, proved kinship could be possible. Nonetheless, old hatreds are not easily assuaged. This is fairly accurate to our account of things. So in a manner, you yourself are brother to me. My kind certainly isn't known for their good sense of humor, I can tell you that. My little tongue got me in no small amount of difficulty to learn to keep it well under control. The mountains I come from, the views there certainly are something. There's a bleakness to it too, being surrounded only by those consumed by the desire to avenge. We're very proud like that. Everybody vying to be the strongest, to kill the most of you. That way we might just get a shot with the prince, continue the line, even if he even exists. Your understanding is that the males of harp are all gone, though perhaps one remains. They mate as poisoned spiders do, and would slay each other in their sleep. Huh. Imagine that being the best case scenario, darling. She shakes her head. Anyway, I was just thinking I'd rather enjoy the traveling we've done. The change of scenery does me some good. Perhaps I'll stick to wandering after all this. In fact, I have a fancy for some wandering right now, if you excuse me. She heads out of the wagon into the untamed flora of Black Basin. Hey guys, where's your friend? You know, the big one with the horns, like founding stuff like that. Something happened there or what? Did a crazy story just flew on out of here or something? Anyway. More Stardust. But I can't afford anything. Maybe some other time then, guys. Once more you return to the glade of blue, and your companions stand ready beneath the still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You hear some of their words to one another as you await the signal in the stars. We predict that woe shall soon befall the Tempers. Izo is trying to get Bertrude to look up at the stars. Just then you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. You invoke a Titan? I don't feel like invoking a Titan. Hey, how's it going? Hi, sorry, Keen. How do they reproduce? I don't know. The timeline in this game feels really weird. Maybe...
The vaunted reader has returned. And it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Tempers. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Harper's News me. Hey, look, who wants a piece of us again? It's the damned Nightwings, here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. Well, at least you got your old curly horns out of this dump, I gotta give you that. One look at her and you just knew she was too good for this place, though maybe that ain't saying all that much. And if you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something for me. You let her know Iggy says hi, you let her know. Not that she'll remember some dumb lunk like me. Then Ignarius shows on his mask. Alright, Tempers, let's give it to him like we still got a chance. We all know that's why he's missing. Still recovering his pelvis. Hold a moment, reader. Crown Bertrude slithers forth wearing raiments of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good, Bertrude? Please show the reader something of your aptitude. Nah, we expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full.
Okay.
Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices.
Oh, she can jump really far.
In particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
So she's got like a shotgun blast. I can't really tell what that did. Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with you because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rights, we shall aid ye in that plan, thus we are at thy disposal and await thy bidding. They always have Ashen
The
Coal.
rite shall begin forthwith.
Roster bio updated for Ignarius. Da-da-da. Oh, that tells about why he was exiled. Do you have anything weird we need to worry about? Not really. He's got the salute mastery. Oh, who do we bring in? I'd love to bring in Pamitha, but maybe she really does need more experience. She would probably get 2 masters. I hate Gilman, but we'll bring him in.
Sir Gilman.
You know what, we'll bring in Bertrude.
Bertrude. Very well.
For the glory of the Nightwings! Alright, you damned Nightwings, let's see what you got.
Commence. Extinguish now their pyre. The Nightwings are the first to strike.
Okay. Ah, heck.
Has doused the flame. Let's see you Nightwings keep this up.
Oof.
What happened there? Ouch.
Gotcha!
Fear not the purifying flame.
Oh, she wasn't flying though, so she's not gonna get her instant back. Oh, heck.
Now then. Oof.
Ugh, you Nightwings, you've been practicing, ain't ya? What about you, Iggy? You're just a washed up old goat. You're through. How long are you gonna keep at this, getting weaker and weaker, worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it already, will ya? Sooner we wrap this up, sooner we will catch Shut-Eye and put an end to this damned day.
Well, now that was exciting. Audacious, aren't we?
Ah, dang it!
Was dangerously close. Too slow, Ignatius. Now there's a proper dousing.
Sheesh.
Now then. She soared right in. Now end the ceremony. A bit of a blunder.
Gotcha.
Remember everything which you hold dear.
Oh, they're down to 2.
Oh? Good.
Heck.
All 3 Nightwings. Unacceptable.
Why wouldn't it let me charge as soon as I respawned? What the hell?
Seize the orb. And it is done. Fine, yes, the Nightwings did prevail. The scribes themselves surely have taken note. The rite is complete.
Who feed the boss? What? What a joke, losing to you a lot again. The younger me would have torn you to pieces. Ain't never getting out of here if we keep on like this.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
I wonder what kind of masteries crown skill.
Throne called Virtue.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Oh, a League reference. Oh, who fed the boss? While Bertrude's Pyre has less fire, she deals additional damage. Order Blast at a wider angle banishes adversaries in a larger area. Charge up time before Gertrude can use her Order Blast is greatly reduced. But Bertrude's Pyre has less, her adversaries deal less. Oh, interesting. Oh. Once per rite after saluting adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers? Wait, she can polymorph people? I'm very tempted to pick the defensive mode. Oh, but the polymorph sounds like it'd be really fun to see.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the stars align.
Oh, who fed the carry? Oh. After thwarting the Tempers rather silently, you return to the wagon to find Wolfred and the lone minstrel in midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Wolfred, sir. Then Wolfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. Here's that the star of Kalmir Rope Collar is illuminated now, but It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Call me a robe collar. The first exiles come to this land not by force, but by heeding the robe collar's deceptions. The traitor's former aide to the Emperor, his actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. See only a single shining star illuminated above. It is as Wolfred indicated. Regard the looning star. Discern where it leads. Kalmir, the rogue star. The rogue star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solace. Oh, the Forbidden Island? That we're not supposed to go to? I figured we'd eventually end up going there. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kalmir, deep within the deathless tempest. The traitor Kalmir rope collar fled to the strange isle and met a fitting end. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn, and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. A new page to read. Oh, Bertrude. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet, there she is, doing just that. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Wolfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant ink, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burned to ash. Flame-resistant inks, of course, the good officers who came to visit. They were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press, regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times. Many others whom we know, there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you, not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this, but then, even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. We each remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that, although I know that it is not enough. First, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Wolfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. Okay, I'm gonna need to go AFK for a bit. I'm gonna put the music back on, don't worry. Alrighty, hello, I'm back. Ooh. Alrighty, onwards. I'll try to do one more right and then probably call it a streak, because this game makes me feel exhausted. Bolford joins you to soar high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the Isle of Kalmir. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downsides, small misfortunes, I suppose. The wagons drive in seem not to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now even than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tariq, do you pose the fate we're able to make it here intact? We ought to have seen it in the stars, though we soon shall know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please, reader. Sharp Shoal. We get money, or we could boost Pamitha. Let's boost Pamitha. You make it landing within the Deathless Temple, far west of where you first breached through the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, though, for now, you have some time left before continuing onward. Having reached Sharp Shoal, you decide to accompany Pamitha for a walk along the murky waters. It's icy floe near the Isle of Kalmir, sturdy enough for landing. Your conversation soon turns to matters of the rites, which you discuss at length. Most of the time I think none of this makes any sense, but once in a while you put it together for me, reader darling. By the time you return to the wagon, you sense she has gained a deeper understanding of it all. Time together has caused Pamitha to gain enlightenment. Oh, nice. Oh, enlightenment's the actual XP, okay. He's getting pretty close to getting her old. Alright, onwards. Here in the dark waters of the Deathless Tempest, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Jodariel, whom you liberated at the fall of Solia. You learn Jodariel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She soon was to be reinstated on the blood border, on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the First Veil, for a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. Elite blood border platoon shrouded in secrecy other than the famous results of its operations. The Commonwealth's veiled leaders always were surrounded by sentinels in similar garb. But she refused to gesture, rather bluntly, the report suggests. Said she sought Wolford's agents, as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters, and so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. The last part of the messenger imp's news must have been damage in transit, though it appears to be Jodariel's own words. All you can tell is that it says, "Oh wait." You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. He's an inspiration to us all, or to this night, she is at least. Tizo is fired up about the news of Jodariel's return to the Commonwealth. Tish, wonder what the rest of her message said. We can envision it, a demon such as she set loose within the Commonwealth. You give it to him for us, Jody. I knew you had it in you. You think she still has her horns now that she's back up there? The news of Jodariel's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Everyone gains +1 hope for the next riot. Which means you return from being banished faster, which is nice. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kalmir. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drypimps? I don't have anything to sell, so... Commence the rite! You and the others are busying yourself at the commencement of the rite this evening when you notice Faye behaving strangely, more than usual. Maybe he is here. I mean, I think he has to be. Somewhere nearby? She notices you then. Oh, I'm sorry, mister. I think maybe my friend is here? And I was hoping to say hi to him before we have to do the ceremony with the star ball. Wait, that's him, my friend is here, he's here. Descend your adversaries, the Fate, arrive on the other side of the Isle of Kalmir, and begin making necessary preparations. Faye rushes over to them before anyone can stop her, even as the stars above start shining through the darkness. Okay, Faye?
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kalmir. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. The
Whoa.
adversaries you are to confront shall be the Fate. Whose ever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now, prepare yourselves.
Oh, hello again, hello. Why, hello indeed, young one. We are the Fate, and once again we hail you and hold the Nightwings. Thanks, I was wondering, may I speak to your son? Why, I do not see why not, but let me see here. Almir, where are you? Begging your pardon, young one, but my son, he's not always punctual, you see. Hold, I shall go and fetch him. Oh, okay, I mean, my friend, I hope that he remembers me. You? Wait, where is father? Father! Oh, hello again. Your father, he went looking for you. Did you not see him? No, I did not see him. It's the best not be some Nightwing's trick, or else I'll... Ah, there you are, Almir. Our cordial adversary wishes to salute you, I believe. Oh, that's right. I mean, here, this is my salute. I am saluting you. It is nice to see you, and may the scribes watch over you, okay? I want them to watch over us all, and maybe just this time, or not just this time, but this and other times, maybe, they can watch over all of us, okay? 2 of them stand and watch as Faith skips over to rejoin your group. An unusual sort, that one. Yes. She is about your age? Father! I'm back. Sorry I'm late. I'm ready now to do my part, however I can.
Now, let us begin.
I feel like Bertrude's gonna be a good I want to bring Pamitha. I may let her rest this time, though.
Bertrude.
I haven't done Faye in a while.
Faye.
I really should pick Gilman because he is so low. I don't think these guys are going to be too tricky yet. Well, the Bear's Pie has less, they deal bonus damage. Oh, so they get... Do they all have the same thing? Okay, yeah.
Your decision.
Really don't want to bring Sir Gilman. We're gonna bring Tizo! Skrahak! Tizo cautions Faye not to be distracted by her adversaries, not in this or any right. Steel yourself, Almar. Are you prepared to face our adversaries once again? Always, Father, let us prevail, here and now. Let us do so indeed, my son. I love the masks that they wear. The rite commences. The imps throughout the cavernous area roar with Oh. What is happening to the field? Our struggles and our plan, mere entertainment to these lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir, the imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in soul, if our triumvirate proves worthy. They would pay us? In exchange for what exactly? Where did they get the soul, for that matter? My understanding is they wish to see us perform feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, how can it be how much soul lies lost at sea? Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real, if the soul could be of benefit. Indeed then, reader, my boy, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now, let us not distract you further here. Henceforth you shall be tasked with feats of glory in the rites. Salute the imps.
Now begin. 'Twas the first banishment.
Oh.
Zap. The path to glory laid bare.
Okay.
Oof. The orb engulfed in fire.
What are you doing, you? Put your mask back on. We are in the middle of a rite. Oh, I know, it's just I wanted to say, I think you are very brave is all, I think. Yes, we have encountered many triumvirates by now. I mean, we have the Descendants and the Tempers and... What are you talking about? Get to the point. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, my name is Faye. I wanted you to know my name. It's Faye, since I know yours. I see then. Ready yourself, Faye. We shall not hold back.
Such a struggle it must be for poor old Dalbert and his witless son. That Bertrude's faster than she looks.
Oh gosh, she did a ton of damage too. The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Lo, our onlookers, they cannot seem to help themselves. Please, good creatures, stay back for your sakes.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some with grace. Your victory is at hand. And it is done.
Whew! That actually was a pretty good team.
Wings prevail. May their next adversaries fare a little better.
I got an achievement.
The rite is ended.
Wait, I'm sorry, I just wanted to apologize, I think. Why, young one? You must not say such things. You are one of the Nightwings, the most envied of all triumvirates. We aspire to your greatness and your legacy. Father, please, no more of this. They have prevailed. We need not grovel at their feet. Almer. Is it Almer? I just had a question. Ask quickly and then go about your business. Oh, would you be my friend?
Huh?
What? I was wondering if you would be my friend, because I don't have a lot of friends, and you are brave and gentle with your father, so... I shall see you in a little while, my son. What? The scribes, were they not friends? I choose to think, they brought us here, to be closer together, not to be apart.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
Tizo!
Understanding deepens in the mind of the imp Tizo.
Tizo gives thanks to Harub the Swallow for watching over and protecting him. Choose a mastery for Tizo. Oh, increase Tizo's damage. We gotta get that, because Tizo is, like, really good at getting to the pyre.
Knowledge becomes
The
manifest.
strange designs of the 8 scribes, their everlasting sorceries are strong within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think. Choose a mastery. We get Serpent Swiftness.
Until the next rite.
In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. You get more if you prevail. Okay. After you and your fellow exiles vanquish the fate, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Giza seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, sir? Giza feels very fatigued and lethargic all of a sudden. I see, then. Please do not exert yourself, or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Tizo appeared rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. Banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. A sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. Well, I haven't used them all that much. Should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstances shall he be able to conduct the coming rite. Now then, I ought not keep you from the stars above. Please go back and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. Stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Gaze into the darkness of night. Paub. Goal. Jomir. So we get to do one more right. We're up to 48% success rate. I think that's pretty good. We've exiled 2 people. Or not exiled, we liberated 2 people. We could fight the accusers again. We could fight Chastity. Or we could fight the dissidents. Let's go fight Chastity. Ah, the Chastity and Old Manly. He is without shame, the product of corruption that now festers in the Commonwealth. You and Wolford then go over what he knows of your next adversary. H. Manly Tinderstoff, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist, he was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he soon was offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat, who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw in it an opportunity, for he knew well that, in the inner circles, there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakingwood. He finagled his way into the triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence once he secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manly from coming to power, mark my word. For now, we ought to prepare to seek the stars again with adequate night's rest. You bid Volfred a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you arrange to depart first thing in the morning. Hi Faye. Faye seems very happy about something and has been chanting softly to herself. On closer inspection, however, she seems to be engaged in conversation with the wagon wall. And so, after the rite, he said to me, I think he said to me, farewell. Can you believe it, little brother? He said that, and then he left, to go find Master Dalbert, who went on ahead. And so, I think that maybe we are friends now. Don't you think so too? We have a lot in common, don't we? Friends are supposed to have a lot in common, right? For instance, we're both fighting for those we care about, for those who helped us when we needed it. Is that not so? He is very lucky to have met Master Dalbert, isn't he? She fell silent for a time, then. It cannot be that the 8 scribes intended that all of us have to fight each other all the time. It just cannot be so. The many whom we face, they don't like us very much, do they? Because if we prevail against them, that must mean that they cannot go home, even if they really want to. So that's why they don't like us. Back home, when they told me to stop being me, I didn't like them either. You want to know what I think, little brother? I think the scribes put us together in all this so we can learn from one another and grow closer together as friends. That is what I think, little brother, and I told them so. And maybe the next time I see Alma and Mr. Dalbert again, they'll be happier to see me then. She bounds off, noticing you as she goes. Hi, mister. You sense some burden has been lifted from her, and her knowledge of the rites, however informal it may be, has crystallized into a deeper understanding. You gain +1 hope permanently. The Deathless Tempest. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking, he merely laughed and laughed, for the Deathless Tempest does not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage, nonetheless, through sorcerer's aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding environs. We detected a landform. To the west, Solium Mur detected there the presence of the treacherous aid who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last we did arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. Black Basin. The continent we call Black Basin shall one day tear itself apart, arriving upon blackened molten crags, tolerable only by the heart of Trista, who pressed onward toward a suffocating wood. The land felt to us somehow primordial, deep in its roots, and noxious crevices lay innumerable clues as to its ancient history. We had but little time to excavate, for our supplies by then were thin. Oh, I've already read this. The Isle of Kalmir. The traitor Kalmir Ropecollar, whereas he brought about our empire's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the star's plan. Not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the Ropecollar. He fled into the sea, toward an isle, which we know well to avoid. It was there we think that Kalmir's tattered mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Did the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Okay. The Fate. The Fate united under many Mane, the Alpha Chief. He is brash but follows his traditions. He prizes faith, discipline, and honor, qualities he seems to lack at first. He formed the Fate under the precepts of olden bylaws of his four-legged ancestors. They believed in a certain natural order in the way of things. Many Mane wanted for the Fate to likewise show respect. Initially, he only chose from other curs. He, however, urged the Fate to replenish their number from any race or ethnic group that's willing. Thus shall they anticipate what is to come, with open eyes and minds, and never frown upon what is in store for them. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we still haven't unlocked. Okay. Wait, it's still sparkling. The Tempers. Oh, did we not read the Tempers? Mur, the Horned One, formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Engraved in this triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, he has a dualistic nature for as long as he and I consider such, each a friend. The stories I am told about Mur's youth describe no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I once was an imp that could not write. Mur was once a man who could not think. His Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now they arise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Mur himself, rather, they are what like Mur wished he could be. Okay. We'll exit. Wait for the game to save. Alright.